Hi, this is Dee from dmiddleton.com. Welcome back to my year-long thorough declutter series. In my series, we declutter 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. Stay tuned at the very end of the video to learn how to get your free homemaking ebook. Today, I wanted to show you one of my favorite resources for decluttering your home. Loose the Clutter, Lose the Weight, a book written by Peter Walsh. Peter Walsh found the following. Women whose homes were more stressful, based partly on their home's clutter levels, had a pattern of changes in their cortisol levels that showed more chronic stress. Their levels of depressed mood also increased over the day. When you truly need cortisol coursing through your system, it's great to have around. It shifts your body into a different mode, like shifting your car into a higher gear, so it's ready to fight or flee from an attacker. But in the long term, you don't want too much cortisol and other stress hormones flooding your system. Revving up your car for too long isn't good for the engine, and excess stress hormones in your system can, over time, keep you from sleeping, make you feel sick to your stomach, throw off your mental focus, hurt your heart, make you feel anxious or depressed, and even contribute to weight gain. A cluttered house isn't a good enough reason to do this to your body and mind. Now let's look at how clutter affects you, according to this book by Peter Walsh. Clutter has a financial impact. Take, for example, the father who traveled constantly for work. He was racked with guilt because he rarely spent time with his children, so he bought them toys to make up for his absence. When I started working with this family, all of their credit cards were maxed out, and the huge plastic containers of untouched toys that filled the garage had long ago begun to spill out even into the yard. Clutter has an emotional impact. I met a mother who was obsessed with collecting plastic action figures and other memorabilia from a national restaurant franchise. Her 8 and 12-year-old daughters had never shared a family meal at the kitchen table because it was so cluttered with this stuff that they couldn't even see it. Clutter also has a social impact. A young mother couldn't say no to the offers of hand-me-down clothes from her family and friends. Once she had the clothes, she felt too guilty to part with them. With 3 children under the age of 6, her home was so packed with kids' clothing that she felt too embarrassed to have anyone over for a visit. She became increasingly isolated and depressed. Clutter has a relational impact. A couple collected gifts for family and friends, but they never actually gave them away. Their surroundings were so cluttered that their grandchildren had never even visited their home. If your house is an overstuffed mess, I've learned that more often than not, it's a warning sign that you have some type of trouble, large or small, in your mental or emotional well being. In turn, a chaotic home that leaves little room for you and the other people inside can actually threaten your mental and physical health. Stuff that overfills a home is usually a symptom of something deeper, a more significant issue that has not been addressed by an individual or by the family. It's easy to be distracted by the stuff, but the real issue is never the stuff itself. As I often tell other people, it's not about the clutter. My work is based largely around one simple yet powerful promise that I know to be true. You can't make the best life choices, your healthiest choices, your most life affirming if your home is cluttered, messy, and disorganized. You can argue with me as much as you want, but I can tell you that it just absolutely just doesn't happen. If you were to invite me to your home and I were to see it packed full of objects that you don't truly need or use or want but can't get rid of, I would be concerned that your mind isn't as happy, relaxed, and focused as it should be. You are feeling overwhelmed by your possessions and unable to get them under control. I would suspect your weight is likely higher than you would like it to be, and your relationships with your spouse, kids, and other loved ones in your home aren't as strong as they could be. The stuff you own has become more important than you and your family's well being. You simply just don't know how to make a change. Again, this is an excerpt you can find in Lose the Clutter, Lose the Weight by Peter Walsh. Now that we've discussed how clutter affects you, let's look at some of the benefits to decluttering. Number one, less stuff equals less to clean and keep organized. Number two, more appreciation for what you have. If you have minimal belongings, you'll care for them differently than if you had plenty at your disposal. Number three, you'll experience less chaos and stress. Minimalism has the benefit of lots of empty space, or in other words, more breathing room. Number four, more money you get to keep. If you cherish and care for what you already have, you'll find you spend less and keep more of your hard earned cash. Decluttering will bring mental clarity and more energy. You get to do more of the things you love if you aren't constantly working to clean and care for a large amount of possessions. An added benefit to decluttering is that you can bless someone else if you have good items you need to rehome. You'll begin to shop more thoughtfully. You'll be more likely to only purchase what you really need if you are fully aware of what you already have. Like pulling weeds from your garden, you can appreciate the visual improvement your decluttering efforts will create. It is gratifying to look over a job and feel a sense of accomplishment. By decluttering your home, you're creating visual and actual peace. Have you ever completed a task that involved a huge visual improvement? Number nine is time. Think of all the time it takes to do a huge declutter. You will gain that time back if you don't refill the space you cleared. It takes far less time to clean a space that is free from extra stuff. And number 10, you'll begin to enjoy more pleasant relationships with the ones you love who share your space. It is far easier to cuddle up with little ones and read a book if the books are neatly organized and there's a clean spot to sit and snuggle. What if you could eliminate the clutter for good? I designed my year-long thorough declutter series to help you slowly and permanently declutter your entire home. What you can expect. You will receive a daily declutter task for the specific room we are working on. We will move step by step through the process to declutter every room and every space within your home. Currently, we are working on the first bathroom. Your daily task for today, May 10th, 2022, is to declutter your sunscreen. Here are a few tips. Number one, declutter any unwanted items. Number two, get rid of any sunscreen that you haven't used in a year. Number three, declutter any that are dried out or expired. Now let's look at how to declutter any space according to my plan. Number one, we'll only spend time on the specific daily task. Number two, don't allow yourself to get sidetracked or distracted. Number three, work within a time of day that you have the most energy and stamina. Listen to your body and work at decluttering when you feel the most alert and energized. Number four, avoid thinking too long about whether to keep or discard an item. This is one specific way you can be ruthless when decluttering. And number five, avoid cleaning during your declutter. Getting rid of clutter is the priority. Cleaning can be accomplished later. Now let's look at a few supplies you'll need. Number one, boxes, preferably ones you can donate. Avoid plastic storage bins because you may be tempted to just store the items and not part with them. Number two, you'll need sturdy trash bags. And three, you'll need a marker or a pen to label your boxes. Now let's look at 5 simple steps to declutter any space. Number one, start by eliminating trash first. 2, sort items by category if needed, so you can see what you have. Number 3, get rid of duplicate items, broken items, outgrown clothing and shoes, anything you'll never use again. Number 4, box up the donations and trash or recycle the rest. And number 5, select a charity to donate your items and schedule the pickup if that is an option. Leave a comment below and let me know what you are decluttering today. Also, head over to dmiddleton.com to subscribe and get your free homemaking ebook. You can also find my declutter printables and deep cleaning printables over at dmiddleton.com. Follow the link in the description to learn more about the book by Peter Walsh, Lose the Clutter, Lose the Weight, and learn how to get your free copy. Thank you for watching.